It's time for the Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun, featuring Mr. Smooth himself.
My who's hot is Wally.
Yeah, that's fair.
Smoking hot.
Corey Sparks, and a real athlete,
I am an athlete. I am going to show up and dominate.
Wally Lukaczynski, covering everything Titletown and pro college and high school sports around South Central Wisconsin. Here are these heroes, really heroes?
Just proving the hero that I am, just in the nick of time to be tortured for all of your enjoyments at home.
Okay, here are these heroes now. Broadcasting live on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Daily Dodge TV, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Happy Friday, everybody. We have the wonderful Jason Wilde joining us here on the Damn Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Daily Dodge TV, and the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. That'll be in just a few moments. The Pope is not a Chicago Cubs fan. A funny development there, and a fan put together a great parlay with very, 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 very long odds. I kind of want to go over that. It is Pope related, so that will make an appearance on the show today.
It can't hit, by the way. If he put the Cubs in there, all of a sudden it doesn't work.
It's a pseudo Pope poll.
I'm just saying,
parlay.
that's like
a lot of peas.
Talk about some bad juju. You start claiming somebody, it's like literally going against it's bearing false witness. All of a sudden, I think the Cubs, are they cursed?
They might be
the
cursed.
Billy Goat. You finally killed the Billy Goat.
Falsely claim the Pope.
And then all of a sudden, yeah, you kill the Billy Goat. It's gone. Finally, you have your title in 2016. Are we looking at another 108 years?
We got ours. That's fine.
Maybe it's like until the next Pope actually is a Cubs fan. I don't know how it works. I don't know how curses go.
Beaver Dam has a prep triple header tonight, none of which on Daily Dodge TV or 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, but we will still have a preview for you nonetheless, kind of approaching that two-thirds of the way through the season mark. For a couple of those spring sports, those being girls soccer, softball, and baseball, and we will wrap up today with Friday picks. I am now only 2 games back from Wally. Did make up a little ground on an NL Central division rivalry game that was going into last weekend. But let's not waste any time. Let's welcome in the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. He joins us now. You can hear him live weekdays from 9 a.m. until noon across ESPN Wisconsin, and again, the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Jason, how are you doing today?
I'm good, guys. I have to use my golf announcer voice as Sydney is playing in her first golf tournament this afternoon. So I only have a few minutes for you today, and I'll be doing it like Jim Nantz at the Masters. Hello, friends.
What you sound?
Amazing.
I feel like you got me almost quiet now too. But
I didn't think that was possible.
It absolutely worked. You got me here on the second turn. Very happy that you get to be out there for that. We won't waste too much of your time today. But Jason, you're the man as always. Very excited to talk to Jim Nantz, a.k.a. Jason Wilde.
Basically the same person.
Basically the same thing. You go ahead, Corey. I'll let you go. Quiet voice.
Yeah, I will play into this. Jason, the rumor mill is swirling a little bit around Romeo Doubs. We saw that 93.7 The Fan's Andrew Filipponi claimed the Steelers have inquired about a certain Packers receiver. My question for you is about his incident earlier last season. Do you believe that though the Packers stated him not showing up to work is water under the bridge, willing to forgive and forget, could that incident hurt his value a little bit in the trade market?
Well, it might hurt his value with the Green Bay Packers. I don't know how another team would look. That's a really good question, actually, Corey. And I don't mean to sound surprised when I say that, because I do think the Packers forgave him, but I'm not sure they forgot about that. Mm-hmm. And I do wonder if that would factor into the calculus of whether they're willing to trade him or not, right? Because they've got guys that they trust. They've got guys that have proven themselves to varying degrees, much like Romeo Doubs has proven himself to varying degrees in different seasons. But, there was a time where Tausch and I were debating whether Zach Tom or Romeo Doubs would get an extension first. There is no debate on that anymore. None of us are sitting there going, yeah, I think they're going to pay Romeo Doubs. I think, an incident like that coupled with the concussions at the end of the season, and then, don't forget that he came down with some sort of a flu bug, apparently, for the regular season finale against the Bears. couldn't play in the game, and they played Christian Watson, who they were going to have be inactive until Romeo got sick. Then they played him, and what happened to Christian Watson? He tore his ACL in the game. So, again, not a lot of great kind of juju with those three things with him last year. The concussions, the illness, and the staying home from work because he was unhappy with his role. So, I would say this, if there was a guy that I would think has value and they'd be willing to trade, I don't think it's Wicks. I don't think it's Reed. I don't think it's Watson with his injury. I think it's Romeo Dobbs. Now, I don't know Andrew Filipponi. I do like his Twitter handle, the Pony Express. I think that's clever.
No comment.
But, I'm not going to do what Peter Schrager did to the Beat guys yesterday and claim that we were misrepresenting the Matt LaFleur, Jair Alexander story. So I don't know if he's right or wrong about Romeo Dobbs. All I would say is this. The part of that story that I don't understand and I don't think feels accurate to me is that Aaron Rodgers really likes him.
Yeah.
Like, I was standing there. I was one of the people talking to him when somebody asked, how much did you learn from Aaron Rodgers? This was in training camp in 2023 when Love had taken over as the starter. And Romeo's response was, I learned a lot from him, even with him barely talking to me. Now, that doesn't strike me as someone who is close with Aaron Rodgers. So, again, I'll be curious to see if this actually happens. But this is not Alan Lazard. This is not Jordy Nelson or Devontae Adams or Romeo Dobbs as close with Rodgers as any of those guys. And I'm not sure he's close to them at all.
Jason, first of all, I'm trying to go quiet again. This is wild for me.
My headphones are in, so you don't have to be quiet.
I can't help it. I hear you being quiet, and it calms me down right now. What I would
watching Bob Ross paint.
Exactly. I'm like, oh wow, look how he's using the
Bob
colors
Ross.
In the corner out here. This is fantastic.
The azaleas.
What I will say is, growing up in Pittsburgh, having listened to 93.7 The Fan for over a decade, what I said yesterday on the show is that Andrew Filipponi is kind of a WWE heel, where he loves to get a reaction with everything he does. So I keep maintaining, and I've told everybody that'll listen, take it with as large of a grain of salt as you can find. And it's part of what led me into this question I have for you, because media literacy is such a dying skill in the world. And I was so pumped up that you called the comment out for the speculation that it is. As fans are involved in news on Twitter and other social media outlets, what's one of the biggest tips that you can offer to help people know when they're getting duped, or at least to know when to dig a little farther on what they're reading?
Yeah, I do think it matters who you get your news from, right? I mean, I'm so frustrated with, I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook, and I have a personal private Facebook, and then I have my page where I put all my Channel 3000 links and whatever else. And the level of disinformation and the story, all these websites or all these accounts, this story, have you seen this? About, I think I've seen it with Brandon McManus. I think I've seen it with Matt LaFleur. Finding a baby on the side of the road and adopting it. Have you seen this?
What? No.
Yeah. So it's just it's all this engagement farming, and they're just all these preposterous stories. Matt LaFleur has not in fact adopted a baby that he found on the side of the road. I'm happy to report.
Can confirm.
Jordan Love and Ronica Stone are not expecting twins. That was another one I saw. So
it is believed.
The most important thing is to consider the source. And there's a lot of really good people, not just me, a lot of really good people that cover this team. Get familiar with them, and that's where I would get my information from.
Well, as kids say, sorry to cut you off here, Corey. Going back to our talk a few weeks ago, they would say Bible. When Jason Wilde talks Bible, I'm taking you at your word there, Jason.
That's cap.
That's a good place to end it. Jason, we appreciate you taking the time, especially at the golf event. Good luck to your daughter, and hope everything goes well there.
Amen.
Amen corner. That's where she'll be playing. Yes. All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Thank you. Way to commit to the bit. That was awesome. I'm sure he has to be quiet. I played golf for 2 seasons in high school, and there's definitely like a level of volume you can't break. It's just like decorum, right? Don't do that. Do not. There's a certain level of etiquette, but he knew what he was doing with the Jim Nantz tone. He acknowledged it right away. That was funny.
It's like Bob Ross, because it brought me down. I know this is going to be a shock to you guys at home. I'm a loud person.
You can be.
I can be. That was a very polite way to say that I am loud in a nice way.
You do use your voice.
I have the ability to project a voice.
Yes.
And when he was bringing it down a little bit, I was like comfortable. I'm like, this is nice. I can listen to. One of my favorite things to do growing up, when you were in the car, when you weren't driving, when you listen to sports talk, and you occasionally get that person with that soothing voice, especially when it's an interview, because they're going to carry more of it. I love nothing more than just close my eyes, put my head on the nice cool window, and just kind of just zen out. And Jason Wilde today has me very zen going into this Friday, going into this weekend, Corey.
I do like that, especially when we usually catch him at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. And again, you can hear Jason live on Wilde and Tausch weekdays from 9 a.m. to noon across ESPN Wisconsin and the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. We truly do walk through his life with him. We're at the grocery store. We're at the track meet. We're at the golf event. We're in his car, right? We're everywhere with him. We got the dog in the background. That's also a testament to the fact that he is a very, very busy man with outside of work responsibilities, and he's still willing to call into our show twice a week in the dead heat of the offseason. So a huge appreciation to him. But I just think it's funny. We get to see little slices of Jason Wilde's life every time we get on here.
You got to tip your cap, too, because, again, he is so busy with his job. But what do we always hear when he is doing his walk-around life? He's being a great father, too. So I know it's Mother's Day weekend. You got to go out and take care of your moms this weekend. But Jason Wilde out there being Father of the Year material himself, always love hearing that. He's always going to his daughter's stuff.
Go Jaguars.
As he mentioned, I think he said he coaches at some level, too.
I think
maybe he did.
So I think he was a youth basketball coach a few months ago. I don't know if that's a year-round thing. We'll have to ask him.
He's Wooden 2.0.
Yeah.
I was going to say, probably just championships rolling in.
Building a dynasty. They haven't lost in 4 years, right?
Yeah,
I
believe
to figure out everything he does. That'll be the next thing we ask him. Jason, paid and not paid opportunities, where are you? What do you do for work on a weekly basis? And we're going to...
The damn sports show stalks Jason Wilde. That's our next chronicle.
Yeah, yep. We need a daily vlog from him, and then we'll throw it on here for all of
you. We can be paparazzi. Yeah. I think you were telling me at the draft, Wisconsin's one of the rare states where it's a one consent rule where you can film somebody or something?
Yeah, one-party consent for recording, right? So if you and I are talking, and I think you're about to say something that I could use to blackmail you, is one example.
I don't like that that's where your head went right away.
That's the example I was given in journalism classes.
No, whatever you say, man. It weirds me out that it was immediately, I want to blackmail you, Wally.
At face value, if you and I are talking, I can record underneath this table in Wisconsin, and you do not have to know about it.
More or less, my point is, I was going to say, maybe my next vlog series is I'm just going to follow Jason Wilde day to day, and I'll report back.
Okay.
He's my vlog material. Wally's new job.
Generally legal to record a conversation in Wisconsin. I think this is funny the way they phrase it. If at least one party to the conversation consents to the recording.
At least one party.
It's what scenario do neither of us know?
Well, does that mean that if I'm not the one that's being talked to, let's say you are talking with Wade Bates, the man, the myth himself.
Can a third party?
Could I record it because if you guys aren't consenting to me recording it?
Next sentence. This means that a person can record a conversation that they are participating in without informing or obtaining consent from the other parties involved. So if you're listening, I don't think you can bug the room.
Interesting. Yeah. So Jason Wilde could just ignore me, so to speak, and then I'm not allowed to do it.
Correct.
All right, well, that's disappointing.
So he needs to let you in on it.
Well,
but he doesn't need to know what's happening.
That's true. I just have to be talking to him a little, and I think that he's basically at this point he gets to talk to us twice a week. And he's probably like, "This is more than enough, Wally and Corey," which is fair. But one of these days, I'm telling you, I'm getting up there, whether he likes it or not. I'm going to have a day where I'm like, Jason, let's just go out to lunch. Let's have a day. You want to golf?
You're gonna bug it. That's horrible.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm like, this is where it's gonna happen. We'll vlog series. The Chronicle of Jason Wilde, my hero.
He will or will not know about it.
I'll let him know, and then if he says no, then it's like, oh, sorry, Jason, now I still have the law to back me. Yeah, I have the law on my side, but I wanted to give you a chance.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll touch base with him on Wednesday.
Actually, doesn't matter if you're okay with it or not.
Yeah, that's wild to me. Talk about one of the weirdest laws in the world.
Not a whole lot of states. I'll get more details on this in the break.
How does that even happen? All right, that's on me. I'm not a lawmaker.
At some point.
Well, yeah, you would hope. I don't know how it goes. All right. I'm not a lawmaker.
We're going to completely shift gears. When we return, the Pope is not a Chicago Cubs fan. He is from Chicago. And I just saw the most ridiculous parlay ever. Also, does this mean the Chicago Cubs are cursed? A lot to unwrap here on the other side of the break on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Looking for a Beaver Dam farm?
Tournament banner for it. The Dam Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. This is 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
What are you trying to signal to me?
All I do is win.
Oh, okay.
I played into the again.
You went 0-3 in our picks last week.
No, but
That's
here's
not
we're
true.
not doing Friday picks right now on
We're
this
talking
segment.
about the Pope. How's
in
he
all
the Pope
America,
entity?
baby.
Oh.
We're so back.
Okay.
America, we got our Pope.
Got it.
Lean in. It's one of my favorite things to do
This
every
whole
day.
country just turned it into a competition, by the way.
Yeah, and it's one.
We got a domestic Pope.
Nobody in the world outside of us, everybody's like, well, it's not a competition.
We got one.
And then meanwhile, here we are, we're doing the Patrick Beverly standing on the table, waving the flags,
That went right
crying
over
like,
my head.
I can't believe it.
Right over my head.
It's one of my favorite
Good
things,
job.
Corey. Every single day, we have our different responsibilities for making the show what it is. You do such a great job with the graphics. You set up our stream. You do so much of the actual what makes this look good. So I have a very tiny role.
Oh, you have the soundtrack.
I love so much to be strategic with sound. Yesterday, we got to hear Hunter Vaughn. We got to start. I think, by the way, I got Alex Stroh's blessing to use Hunter Vaughn as the There Goes My Hero for the rest of the time.
Did he acknowledge that?
He said, he's like, you have, basically, I'll have to find the text, but it was something to the effect of,
So it's like you're going to marry Hunter and Alex is a parent.
yeah, I basically
allowed to
asked
do
permission.
this.
Like, hey, am I allowed to use his song for Hunter? And he was like, yes, go for it.
May I hype up your producer, please?
Yeah, can I hype up your producer? And he was like, you may walk down that aisle with Hunter. And I'm very excited about that aisle. So like playing these songs, I always take a little bit too much pride going into it.
Well, I apologize that went over my head. Nicely
It's
done.
fine. By the way, here, I was going to say, I'm going to have more time. I think next week, I'm adding a bunch of more bumpers. I got to be even more creative with it. That's part of the show, is having the soundtrack that plays into it. I don't know. What would you have done today? You talk about, if we're going to talk about the Pope. Well, what's a Pope song?
Can't do Go Cubs Go, and that's what we're going to talk about next, is that he is not a Cubs fan.
Or I guess I could have done Go Cubs Go.
As
to,
a mockery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fly the L, Chicago.
Possible.
Oh, I saw that. I hit a nerve.
That's fine. I was going to say something very nasty, but I didn't.
Well, I'm a Pirates fan.
That was the old me.
That was the
old me.
You can't hurt Pirates fans. We're so
Oh, no, I
we're
wasn't gonna
beneath
direct it
the
at the
ground.
Pirates.
Well, you should have.
No.
We're so beneath the ground. It's why I loved coming up here and actually seeing. I'm within 2 hours of two very competent teams in the NL Central.
Yeah, one really, really good one, and one that does good with what they have.
There's so many layers. Every single time
Onions.
you talk about this team, you talk about the
They're
Brewers.
doing well.
They're-
I'm happy for them.
Yeah,
Back to 500.
You have that
Back to
tone.
500.
I won't stand for it.
Hey, them against the world, right?
Them against the world. There you go. I'm
Against
standing.
all odds.
Again, my Pirates are dead. They always are dead. So
Yeah.
while I'm up here in Wisconsin, I will carry the water for you, Milwaukee Brewers fans.
Hold on.
I will defend you. And here
I'm
we
not
go.
saying
He's
anything
Googling.
bad.
You're not saying anything bad. I'm sure it's
Hold
going to
on.
get recalled. It's going to be like, you're doing
They're
great.
in a two-way tie for second in the Central with the Cardinals right now. That is good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There's always layers, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because what happens?
them.
You get into the playoffs. That's all that matters. Nobody
for them.
cares about the regular season.
Yeah, you got to do a little better than 500, but they've been dealing with some injuries. I think they're on the up and up.
I'm not going to let this. I'm not standing for this, Beaver Dam.
Seventh? No,
I will
sorry,
not
that's
stand
the
for
Cardinals. 6-4 in their last 10.
That's
That's pretty good.
If you have 6-4 all year in every 10 game split,
Oh, I agree.
you're
I'm
gonna
happy for them.
you're gonna be like a 96 win team.
Yeah.
So go 6-4 all year, and you're gonna be up in there in the mid 90s. That's good for me.
Yeah.
I
It's like
I can't stand you. You know that?
the little sibling. You're like, I'm happy for you. You're not gonna.
You are like not in like the little
You're not
sibling,
gonna-
like the way that we're talking
Your
about.
success doesn't impede on mine. We're good.
When we talk like little siblings in sports, it's meant as an insult. When I say that you're the little sibling to me in this situation, I mean it in like a family dynamic where you love to poke and you just see how far you can go.
I'm not bringing up the bottom of the division.
No, try.
We're just talking about the third place
Oh
team.
my God! See now,
I didn't even
you
poke
started
you.
with
Now
the
I'm
Brewers.
poking you.
You started with the Brewers, and
want
now
me-
you go.
You want me to poke? I'll poke.
It's little brother. It's not
gonna
little
poke.
brother. It's just like
It's
how
more
far.
Like, it's more like pet.
That it's pet. I
You come
am.
to the house once in a while.
I'm so sick of you.
Gotta behave.
I'm so sick of
Don't
you.
act up and we'll be fine.
This is.
Got a new collar this week. That old collar wasn't doing very good for 4 years.
You know what? I'm done with you. I'm
I don't
happy.
start it, I finish it.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that the Cubs yesterday claim
No, we're
the
talking
new
about the
pope.
Cubs. Oh.
Wait, they claim the new pope.
They did.
And then what do we find out like an hour later?
Yeah.
Mind you, this is on the Wrigley sign outside of the Wrigley Field.
A lot of organizations, including the Cubs themselves, jumped the gun on this. This is our Pope.
Well, hand up. If we're being completely honest, if we're in that
I'm
circle
trying to find out who broke it still.
Yeah, if we're in Santa's secret shop, the trust tree, if you will, the Cubs would have been everybody's guess. If you tell me that he's from Chicago,
But then we heard the South Side, and I was like, that's pretty like that city is starkly divided.
It is.
Yeah, and if you're in the South Side and you root for the North Side or vice versa, you typically move.
Well, you see it the same
Or you
thing
have
in
roots.
like New York, for instance. Like Queens is the Mets. Queens is like all of the Jets. I want to say when you get more into like the heart of the city, the northern part of the city, it's the Yankees, it's the Giants. It's very similar. North side of Chicago, it's Cubs world.
Yeah.
So when we started here in South Side, I loved, mind you, that we got to see Jake Hayes, our wonderful production director's Chicago White Sox yesterday, immediately following the news getting leaked by the brother.
Yes.
He's always been a White Sox fan. They essentially put the exact same verbiage on their board and said, guys, he's a White Sox fan. I love those petty things in sports.
And there were certain T-shirt companies that were leaking not even leaking, they were selling them right away. They're like, buy this Cubs-themed shirt with a 14 that looks like it's for Ernie Banks, but it's actually for Pope Leo the 14th. So let's back up a few steps in case you missed it or you haven't caught the full story. We got a new Pope yesterday, and everybody did think he was a Cubs fan because I believe ABC, we turned it into a competition. ABC News, I believe, reported on it originally, but was also responding to different radio stations talking about it. And then finally, because no one actually heard from the Pope or his family until NBC News talked to his brother, we got our answer. And this is per an NBCnews.com article. It says, I believe his last name
I like
is
we're going
Privos.
Big J on what the fandom is of the Pope.
Well, because this was completely smeared, so I want to make sure we have the exact wording here, right? We were talking about Filipponi early. We have to make sure our journalism's good today, right? So this is per an NBCnews.com article. Prevost, I think was his last name. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. His brother John told NBC Chicago, contrary to speculation, his brother rooted for the city's South Side team, and then he said, and I quote, whoever said Cubs on the radio got it wrong. It sucks. So then you get the whole Sox army coming up going, no, he's ours. And I also saw, before that news broke, when everyone still believed for a couple of hours that Pope Leo XIV was a Cubs fan, somebody placed a Pope parlay yesterday. It was Cubs to win the World Series at plus 1,600 and Villanova men's basketball, his alma mater, to win the national championship at plus 10,000. If you were to ride that, $100 would win you $170,000.
Wow.
Villanova's a long shot. Plus 10,000's a...
Well, we said this at the top of the show, but Corey, I'm sorry. Like, that doesn't count as the Pope parlay anymore.
Well, if we go to the White Sox odds, you're going to win a lot more than $170,000.
Well, I completely agree, but like
I just don't know if that's
the
gonna happen.
Pope's parlay.
I don't know if we should do the exact Pope parlay.
Talk about how
you want it to
embarrassing of a day this was for Notre Dame not being able to recruit in their home area, losing out to Villanova, going out to PA. The idea that I know that the Pope has probably had a Yingling makes me feel really good about my odds in life. What I also
social media's been going crazy.
It's been a wild day on Twitter.
I-94 traffic.
I-94 traffic, Culver's. There's so many things that
Midwest.
We got a Midwestern Pope that's pretty cool. I have a dirty confession to make. So who is our wonderful show sponsor here?
Real Sports Cards in Waupun.
So I have suddenly, in the last 4 months, I have become a little bit infatuated with card collecting again, like I have. If you have been aware,
Card-cessed.
I'm card-cessed. There have been new, well, speaking of Cardinals, they made their pick yesterday.
They did.
Shout out Pope again. Big Catholic joke we got there in the end. There have been cards made by Topps of the Pope.
Oh, did you buy one?
Did I buy one is the question. No, I did not. Okay. I bought 5.
You gonna bring those in?
I bought, because here's the thing.
Gotta get Tom to grade them.
Back in PA, back in Pittsburgh, my dad, my old man, he's a deacon there in the Catholic Church in the Western PA. So I'm like, he's obsessed with sports. I'm going to get one for him. I'm going to make sure that he has one to pass out to the pastor over there. I got to make sure we have one here for us. And I've got to make sure I get one for Tom. Because who knows? They have like collectors. You know how
Is
with
there
this
a
cards
team logo around him?
that's the kicker. You know how in real sports cards you can go in, you buy these wonderful packs again.
Oh, I think I know what happened
And
here.
there's different kind of card levels in
Yeah.
there. So you might get like the hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics, is that right? It's the shiny one. I don't know how to describe.
Oh,
It's not hieroglyphics, but it's like translucent, not translucent. There's a word out there. It's a shiny
Not
card
reflective.
that makes it like more valuable. There's like fewer of these. So there are apparently only 267
holographic?
holographic.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you. Drilled it. Knew what I was talking about.
Yep.
There were 267 of the White Smoke edition. And I'm like, what if I get one?
Topps did this.
Topps did this
That's
yesterday, so I
crazy.
bought 5 on the odds that maybe I get one of these. I got to take it into Tom over at Real Sports Cards, make sure I get my pack for it, put it up on the wall.
I'm not going to ask for explicit details if you don't want to give them. Did you pay a pretty penny for these?
Oh, it wasn't too bad. I want to say what was 5. I want to say with shipping, mind you, I think it was $35.
Oh.
Yesterday, well, the kicker was yesterday was my dad's birthday. So you get your first American Pope on the birthday,
There you
Catholic ties in the family.
White smoke
Slide that in, makes it look like I'm a caring son. And on top of that, who doesn't want to? I want a card of myself. Yeah. I'm like, we got to do enough in the world, Corey Sparks, that can happen. We talk about all of our wonderful athletes here in Beaver Dam. Like, it feels like it's inevitable that we're going to have Eli Bryant cards, that we're going to have Lucy Gonzalez cards, Natea Donaldson cards, Jeffrey Freund cards. There's a million that we could do. So I want one eventually of myself. If the Pope can get one, you don't have to be in sports. What do I have to do? That's what I need to find out. What do I have to do to get on a card?
Damn sports show cards.
Damn sports show cards. Maybe that's like, hey, it's the rookie pack.
Yeah.
Like, who knows where we're going to be in 20, 30 years? Maybe I'll be on the moon. They maybe have a colony on Venus. I don't know how this works.
Would you buy a Pope Topps card? I can't believe that's a thing.
I've got to pull up a
If you've
picture.
got a take on that, let us know at 920-887-9595. Again, we're live on Daily Dodge TV, YouTube channel, so you can go into the live chat and let us know if you would invest in a Pope Topps card. I thought the Pope parlay was funny enough and kind of odd in that regard, but a Pope Topps card is pretty hilarious. And
I'm walking it up to the screen. So people, you keep talking, but you guys watching at home, you're going to get a Wally close-up of this.
you did bring it up. Our show sponsor, of course, is Real Sports Cards in Waupun, and here is, oh my goodness.
There he is.
How do they make those that fast?
Because the world doesn't stop churning money, baby.
They just download the photo, print them, and start sending them out?
There you go. It's got the date on it and everything. I'm hoping for the white smoke version. I don't even know where I can get one of those, but
Tom would know that a little bit better. But if you are looking for a one-stop shop for all things sports cards, speaking of which, you can head on over to Real Sports Cards in Waupun, or you can simply check out their app. I can't promise they have the Topps Pope edition yet, but
Who knows?
It doesn't hurt to check it out. Whether you're into sports cards, Pokemon cards, Pope cards, anything in between, Real Sports Cards has you covered. With live break streaming right on the app, you can grab individual cards on the go, be a part of a group, and watch for your favorite players and teams as the packs get opened in real time. Go to the Apple or Google Play Store today. Look for the orange logo and take your collection to the next level with Real Sports Cards in Waupun on the Real Sports Cards app. That's your local resource for all things sports cards, Pokemon cards, and more. Oh, there you go.
White
That's
smoke,
better
267.
resolution. Wow.
that's the big one. That's the one we're looking for.
You don't know if you're getting that?
No, because again, you don't buy like these cards at Real Sports Cards. You're not guaranteed to get one of these special super limited edition ones.
What are you going to end up
They're
getting?
rare. No, you get, again, the one I got, it's like you open a normal pack of Tom's cards, you might get a
So you might
Jackson
have the Pope
Churio
card in there.
No, I will have a Pope card.
Just not the Pope.
I might not have the 267 out of 267. It might be when you opened a box of Wheaties when you were a little kid and you had a Jeff Bagwell card. Most of them are probably going to be like, there's a million of them, so they're not worth as much. But what if you get the good one? What if you get that good one? I'm looking for one of these 267. That's all I'm telling you.
You're going to need to make sure that Tom takes a look at that to actually let you know if it's valuable, because he was in here for Series 1 ahead of opening day. You and I both thought a certain Paul Skeens card from the Cactus League had value. You called him up going, Tom, I think one slipped through the cracks, and he informed you it was worth about $1. So even if we think this is going to be a valuable card when you crack it, we should probably take it to Waupun.
The part that hurts me, you have to take it to Waupun, first of all. The part that kills me, though, is Tom didn't even allow me to have any fun with it.
No.
I think I had that sent We were sitting in these chairs still going through the cards like 15 minutes after the show.
I'm not going to lie to you.
But no, the problem was he didn't give me any time. I sent that out. I'm like, oh my God, Corey, I'm going to retire. This is so cool. Paul Skeen's card. Like maybe I can, worst comes to worst, I'll probably buy a car or something.
Thinking that just slipped under his nose.
And then he hit me 15 seconds later. Yeah, that's $1, dude.
That's why you still have it on this desk.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. You couldn't even tell me like $5.
Oh, yeah.
Buy me like a burger somewhere. Nope. Sorry. Enjoy it. Oh, I'm done.
You made a couple good references there in, Eli Bryant. We post a lot about him, especially this last week with him being the all-time saves, or not the all-time, sorry, single-season saves leader, a 300-meter hurdles record holder in Lucy Gonzalez for Beaver Dam girls track and field. If you are interested in prep sports, want to be up to date on record-breaking performances, everything going on once we approach the playoffs, the end of conference play. Is anyone going to get a conference title? Beaver Dam has a couple good shots at it, depending on what sports you're following. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at ESPN Beaver Dam or Twitter at ESPN BD. This show's Twitter is Dam Sports ESPN, Dam without the N. Play on words. Hilarious. That's why it's funny. So when we return...
Nice sell job.
Thank you. I'm sure those numbers will skyrocket now. When we return, we'll talk about Beaver Dam prep sports. It's baseball at Fort Atkinson in about 30 minutes, softball against Monona Grove here in Beaver Dam in about 30 minutes, and girls soccer at West Bend. West East is how they stated it. Okay. We'll talk about all that when we come back here on the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
This is Andy.
Attention sports fans. Whether you're chasing the hottest rookie card, that next big autographed sports card, or looking for expert card services, Real Sports Cards is here for you. For everything from sports to Pokemon cards, visit the store in downtown Waupun today. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play and download the Real Sports Cards app for all live online card breaks. Watch, collect, and win from anywhere. Real Sports Cards, where sports fans come to play.
1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and the Dam Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
You can tell it's a Friday,
Yeah,
man.
it's been a little bit since I did that. If you go on Daily Dodge TV to like the 40-minute mark when this episode's done, or just trace back right now, accidentally hit the video
It was probably the least
in the middle of break.
the least flattering pose of me ever. I'm like leaned back to the
I've
side,
been having
leg
more of
up.
those lately. Little digital hiccups on Daily Dodge TV.
It was the least flattering
Found it.
picture I've ever found.
Fair enough.
I've got to see if I can see that back. But
Mixed bag today. We had Jason Wilde on, talking Romeo Dobbs trade, talking the Pony Express on Twitter and Andrew Filipponi. Then we naturally talked about the Pope, and now we're going to talk about Beaver Dam Prep Sports, a bit of a preview for you. None of these, unfortunately, on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam or Daily Dodge TV. That will not be the case next week. Have a couple of games we're covering, girls soccer and Beaver Dam baseball against Watertown under the lights. That'll be a doubleheader on Tuesday. More to come on that. But we still want to give you a preview of all three teams that you can expect to see across our airwaves over the next few weeks as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. We'll start with baseball at Fort Atkinson. A quick rundown. First pitch is going to be in about 20 minutes at 5 p.m. And this is the start of that stretch we've been alluding to. 6 games in 8 days starts today. And with the WIAA high school pitching restrictions, it is not just going to be, I can guarantee, it will not just be Eli Bryant, Ashton Seifert, and Jeffrey Freund. You're going to see a lot more of Jarek Westover, Eli Johnson. I don't know if somebody else is in the rotation there or in the bullpen that comes out. They do a spot start. Not sure. What that does tell me is run support will be very, 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 very important.
And when they got it on at least this last week when they played Fort
10-2.
Atkinson right here. So it's 10-2 final score, but it's a little misleading. So you got to go into this game, take Fort Atkinson very seriously as well. This was a 3-2 game in the 6th inning.
Yeah.
It's a game that, again,
Hung with them.
you look at the records, sometimes those are deceptive. When you play conference anything, especially in high school and college sports, there's like an added level of knowledge and like kind of familiarity with each other. So you get close games. In that game, 3-2, late in that one against Jeffrey Freund. Again, Mr. FedEx always delivers. The fact that it was that tight, you have to take this game seriously. Every game matters. If your goal is to win that conference tournament or the conference championship, you have to stack up games. You have to stack up sweeps. And these are the things that Coach Wilkie has been talking about all year. Last year, too many splits. This is an opportunity to get another sweep, get the brooms out.
Yeah.
You get that done, you check another team off the list. And then you can keep going. This is going to be 8 games. You're not going to likely go 6-0 in this stretch. So it's important to get off to a good start tonight going into the weekend because this is going to be, 2 games tomorrow, I believe? Then you're going to have
Grove doubleheader.
doubleheader tomorrow, 2 games in, 3 hours. So it's going to be a busy weekend. About 3 games in the next 24 hours. Get the ball rolling tonight with a win, and then you can worry about tomorrow at least trying to get a split.
And with the win today, Beaver Dam would have more conference victories than they had all of last year. Hung around 500 overall, went 6-8 in Badger large play. Did finish 5th, where they were picked going into this year. They would be 7-1 through 8 games of conference play. Again, not to count the chickens before they hatch, but if they were to take out Fort Atkinson, and that'd be another sweep. They've swept Wanakee, who they split with last year. They swept DeForest, who they split with last year. They split with Milton, looking to go 2-0 against Fort Atkinson. Softball's at home against Monona Grove, and the last time these two teams played was a barn burner. 9 innings, 5-4 win. Addie Damon went the full 9.
Yeah, which is, by the way, insane, and she's coming off a heck of a game in her own right.
She's a Swiss Army knife, I think.
She
and
is.
Majolka. Yep.
She is. So she can do it right there in the circle. You can, again, see her when she's out at short this last week. She had that throw, cut the runner at home, gave themselves a chance going into that 7th inning. Because, again, you get on 2-0 to one of the best pitchers in the entire conference, arguably the best pitcher in the entire conference. The game would have been over. She guns the player out at the plate. You followed up. She got on base twice in that game, which might not sound like a ton, but against that pitcher, you and I could have been up there 150 times.
I just realized. Where's she going to school?
Which one?
The pitcher for
Villanova.
Oregon. Yeah.
The
Fighting Popes.
It's not fair. If she had the inside scoop, she probably heard about that going into things. And all of a sudden now, the Pope's on her
Zick.
side. Exactly. All of a sudden, Zick, and then you got Leo out here. That's unfair. I kind of want to revote now.
That's
Looking back, do we
actually
challenge
crazy.
the results?
Of the Pope?
No, do we challenge the results of the game now? I feel like you can go back and get that challenge.
I don't know if we could do either of them.
But huge shout out to Addie Damon, though, because, again, she is the Swiss Army knife. There's a ton of talent on this team on both sides, whether it be defensively, whether it be in the circle, whether it be at the plate. 5-4 last time. You got to go get another sweep here. Talking about that same thing for baseball. Opportunity to get that barn burner 9-inning game. Let's finish in 7 this time.
Yeah. Beaver Dam girls soccer at West Bend West East. You heard me do a double, even triple take going into the break. Why that before the other one? E is before W, so you'll see teams go alphabetically, East, West. I feel like West East just doesn't roll off the tongue. I don't know. That has nothing to do with this matchup.
I don't know.
Caught my eye.
That's kind of like, reminds me of the basketball
East.
game to start the year where I think it was Milwaukee Academy of Learning.
And then the site changed the name.
They had 3 different names in the course of about a week.
They were the Wizards.
That's what we just started referring to them as, the Wizards.
Go
We're
with
like,
the
that's
mascot.
it. It's the Wizards from now on.
Milwaukee Academy of Learning. There was something else it was too.
Well, yeah, because like now instead, I think that it's easy for me. I'm just going to go WBWE.
West Bend West.
West Bend West. Shout out
Fine.
Patrick Starr. But
Yeah.
the
Good
girls'
reference.
soccer team, yeah, thank you. This soccer team as well here. This is another one that they've been very strong defensively of late. And it feels like we say it every time we're talking about them. They're this close from breaking out. It feels like we're quite literally knocking on the doorstep. We just got to start seeing that ball find the back of the nylon a little bit more. And if that happens, I think you're going to start seeing the wins start stacking up. Defense has been strong. Maybe a little bit more on that counterattack. Let's get some goals tonight. I want to see that. And then all of a sudden, let's find some more wins here. I feel like they're coming.
Yeah, I want to give a lot of credit to Coach Brandy Paredes. They've dealt with a handful of injuries, still a relatively young team. And again, if you do the side-by-side look between this season and last season, the progress is there. Bit of a preview for the rest of the season, including tonight's game at West Bend West at 7 p.m. 4 of the last 5 games are on the road. We have seen this team face challenges in multiple ways. They've played against high-quality opponents, your Wanakees, your Oregons. They've hit a rut where they haven't scored for a bit. And the defensive third's been good, but once they've let one slip through, it's been an uphill battle. Now, it's time to find home away from home down the stretch. So I'm just excited to see how they handle this challenge and how they grow into the postseason, because regardless of what the score looks like over the next few games, you've seen the growth in this team, and you're going to see that continue. When we return, Friday picks. Wally is 18-12. I am 16-14. We picked the 3 best matchups across our stations ahead of this weekend here on the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Here's a look at your
Attention sports fans, Whether you're chasing the hottest rookie card, that next big autographed sports card, or looking for expert card services, Real Sports Cards is here for you. For everything from sports to Pokemon cards, visit the store in downtown Waupun today. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play and download the Real Sports Cards app for all live online card breaks. Watch, collect, and win from anywhere. Real Sports Cards, where sports fans come to play.
Brought to you by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. You're listening to 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Friday picks on the Dam Sports Show, presented to you in part by Real Sports Cards in Waupun and the Real Sports Cards app. Here are your Friday picks. Wally is 18-12. I am 16-14. 1-2 for me last week. You went 0-3, so I did make up a game. Was hoping to do more than that.
I went 0-3 last week.
Yeah, we factored the Kentucky Derby in, so that was almost a given loss, playing the odds like that.
I got a podium finish with a coal horse.
That doesn't count.
I mean, anytime there's a horse that's got coal in the name and you get a podium finish, that should have counted as a win, but that's fine. I'll allow it.
The commission.
I should have got something like you get what is the bet where it's a win play show. I got a show. I think I deserve at least like a mulligan.
Put one in the tie column or something.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Whatever. Fine.
3 games tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Tonight's Brewers at Rays. Tomorrow, Braves at Padres. Pirates.
I can't
Sunday,
even win getting my team's name right.
Sunday is Thunder at the Nuggets. The Thunder Nuggets matchup. Brewers at Rays tonight. Coverage starts at 5:30 p.m. on 95.3 WBEV. Who do you have?
I'm taking the Brew Crew. I'm telling you, I'm carrying the water. I get to hear your negativity.
They're having a good season.
And again, it's the tone.
All seriousness, their rotation is depleted and they're 500 against a pretty hard schedule outside of when they beat the Rockies.
Well,
woohoo.
I was just about to compliment you for making a step forward.
They've had a good start.
You can't even. You're trying to say it nicely, and you still.
Props.
There's quite literally still you have a twitch at the end of the sentence. You're like, they're doing fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm
seriously.
happy for them.
Unbelievable. The Brewers are gonna win.
They've got it tough.
The Brewers are gonna win. They're gonna win in that AA affiliate stadium down there.
Yeah, Steinbrenner Field.
This is the only opportunity the
facility
Brewers
for
are
the
gonna
Yankees.
have to play down there, and at least in the non-April or March part of the year.
Yep.
They're gonna go down there. I think they're gonna take 2 out of 3, and that starts with a win tonight.
If I were to be on ESPN Bet, I would be taking the over and runs, whatever it is. Because like you said, it's at George M. Steinbrenner Field. That place has given up the second most home runs in Major League Baseball at 60. Yankee Stadium's first. Big shocker there. Jose Quintana's been dealing. He's the probable starter for the Brewers. He's 4-1. And the Rays are playing at that temporary location in Georgia Steinbrenner Field. So give me the Brewers 9-1. Tomorrow, Braves at Pirates. Not just doing this to relate it to you, kind of am, because we had a Cubs game last week. Don't know what happened there. 2:30 p.m. is when it starts on 1430 ESPN. That's when coverage starts. Who do you have there with the newly managed Pirates? Internal hire, right?
Hey, right there. You said it right there. The fact that this is going to be a new regime, that this is a new day.
Bench coach, right?
Yeah, well, you got to go inside at this time of the year. Really cool. Could have had Tito Francona actually wanted to coach this team, but that's fine. I'm not worried about it. They're going to get the win here. I'm very excited about it. We got Don Kelly taking over.
Yep.
Derek Shelton, he's gone. The bad man is gone. I don't have to hear him anymore. Third worst record of the all-time. When I say all-time, the history of Major League Baseball.
Over, 400 games or something?
It's like 400, 500
There's
games.
a certain minimum there.
And
So
he's
it's cherry-picking.
It is cherry-picking. Exactly. He was fine. No, we're getting a win. Pirates are back to only 13 under 500 tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm with you. They have today off then, right?
Well, no, I guess they'll be 12 under 500 after
they
tomorrow.
can keep building up, right? It'll be back-to-back.
Maybe they ran out tonight.
Andrew Haney's out there. New manager, new Pirates. I'm with you. Give me the Buccos. And the Braves have not looked that good. They're working around 500 again, but they have still had a pretty rough start compared to expectations. Third, last but not least, Sunday, Thunder at Nuggets. Going to be Game 4 of the second round of the NBA playoffs. Coverage starts at 2 p.m., 14:30 ESPN. This will be a fun combined mascot name. I was workshopping it, the Thunder Nuggets. And that reminded me in the break I was telling you I was part of a dodgeball team in a tournament that my old middle school in Kenosha would put on every year. We were the Thunder Ducks, and we sucked.
Yeah, if you're called the
horrible.
Thunder Ducks, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you had much of a
We got
chance.
Thunder blanked. Yeah, it was not good.
You got Thunder blanked. All right. I tell you what, the Nuggets got Thunder blanked this last week and make it a 1-1 series.
They got Thunder blanked by 43.
They're too talented of a team. I don't care who's on the other side for OKC. The best player on the floor, the best player left in the NBA playoffs, is playing for the home team tomorrow. Give me the Denver Nuggets taking the lead, getting back ahead here.
Not worried about the coaching carousel, huh?
Could not care less.
Okay.
It only
That'd be a funny
applies.
story. They go out and win it.
It would be. I was going to say, you just saw the Pirates when they fired their coach. They're about to go on like a 13-game winning streak.
Yeah, the
Why not there?
bigwigs are going to be like, look, we made that decision for a reason. So you took Nuggets. This is where we deviate, I think.
Finally.
Yeah, we agreed on the first two.
You can be within one game if you get this right.
Or back three again. Either way, I'm doing fine. Because we don't have an end date for this yet. So
We will have to find one. I think maybe.
I'm not worried about it.
How about the MLB All-Star game?
I'll think about that.
You'll see where you're at in the standings.
Yeah. Give me the Thunder, the team that won the last game 149-106. They're young. They're long. Going to be road warriors tonight. Yeah, I'll go with the Thunder on the road.
Okay.
That is my pick.
Okay. That's fine. You're allowed.
All-Star game, let me chew on that.
All right. I want a response when we come back on Monday.
Yeah. I'll probably have one by about 4:30 p.m. on Sunday.
I can't wait to find out, depending on how this game goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Homer Hour's coming up next. Have a good weekend. This is the Damn Sports Show on 1430 ESPN.